I believe we are live. Abby, good morning. And
Morning, Levent.
we haven't done this live stream for a while.
Yes.
And I look forward to our conversation because I understand you came across a question from one of our contacts. But before we go into that, my name is Levent Yıldızgören. I'm the co-founder of TTCV Translate and the author of Good Business in Any Language. Here I am with my colleague, our company's managing director, Abby Hatter, and we'll be talking about whatever that question is. Abby, again, welcome to the live stream.
Thank you very much, Levent. It's good to be back. It's been a long time, like you said.
And it's been a while, isn't it? Time
good
flies,
few months,
as they say.
Yes, exactly. It's been lots happening. So, but we've had a question a number of times actually, but it's recently a potential customer, and they've come to us and saying, when is the best time for me to go international? And it's a question we've had a number of times now, it's an interesting one because to a company, when's the best time? What have I got to do? It's a big daunting task to them. So what would you advise them? What would you say to such a customer?
I mean, there isn't a one complete answer, but based on our experience working with dozens of customers and the experiences that we come across from successful global brands, we can share some ideas.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's a very, very valid question. When is the good time? Now, I mean, the general, the most vague answer will be, who knows,
Yeah.
But there are a couple of things, there are a couple of indications that a business executive need to take into account before taking such decision. Now, looking at successful brands globally, growing internationally makes sense, rewarding, everything. But is it very easy? Will it work for every single company? Or will it work for a company in their journey? So it's very important to establish where they are in their journey in relation to customer satisfaction, in relation to their product ecosystem, in relation to marketing. So let's start from the product or service indeed, because as we know, half of the UK exports are service exports. So it's not just products. Now, if the company's product or service is well established,
yes,
and I'm not referring to number of years in business, more like the maturity of the product or service. If it is fine-tuned, it is basically providing a service to existing customers, then that's the box ticked. So that's really important.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely,
if your product or service is not really fine-tuned, really perfected, and you're trying to take it to another market, that wouldn't be very wise.
No, that's right. You've got to be completely confident in your product or service in your primary country that you're selling it in. So you're confident in the product that you're selling, you know everything about it, you know everything about your desired audience, and you're getting finance coming in, so you're stable as a company. Not try to do everything at once as a startup, try to go to 10 different countries without even having dealt with one country yet.
No, these are important things. It's a bit like playing an away game. If you're for football fans, they'll resonate with that. A team not doing very well in their home, that they're doing, are they likely to do better in an away game where they haven't got the supporters, they haven't got the team?
Yeah, that's right.
So, in a place where they are not familiar with, it will be even more difficult. Not saying this in a way to discourage any company, but more like a realistic view of where they are with their product or service.
Yeah.
And also, do they have, I think the second important aspect is, does the company have a loyal customer base that they keep coming back to them for their product or service? So that will be a good indication as well. So what we talked about is having a product that is fine-tuned, that's perfected, that's really working well and established. Second one is the having a loyal customer base in their domestic market, because these are important indications. Mm-hmm. And the next thing is, again, talking about customer satisfaction, is the resources in place so that a company can easily upset their domestic customers by focusing on new markets. Now, yes. Is this the only outcome? Of course not. Provided that they have teams in place to deal with international expansion, mm-hmm. so that their domestic customers are well looked after.
Yes.
They're delivered. If they have a question, somebody answers them.
There should be no change in service, should there? There should be no change.
Yes, absolutely. Just because it's like, can you imagine hearing this from a service provider? I'm sorry, we couldn't come back to you on time because we were dealing with international customers.
No, yeah.
That would be like right. awful.
Yes, of course.
Or giving that sort of indication. So having a team in place to deal with the international expansion is also really important. And then the next thing is finances. Mm-hmm. What are the implications of finances for implications of international expansion in regards to finances? What is likely to happen? Will they get into any tight spot? Because mm-hmm. we know that over trading can cause bottlenecks.
Of course, yeah.
So having all these things in place is important. So then a business executive can make decisions based on that. Because mm-hmm. Once they have everything in place, then international expansion can be very rewarding.
Yeah.
I don't know, does it kind of answer?
Yeah, I mean, when someone asks me that question, what's the best time to go international? I always think, like in life with anything, like now, because you can always put things off. And I believe with international expansion that if you're putting it off, you're missing out on opportunities that are there. Every day you're missing out on the opportunities.
Agreed. So somebody else, I mean, how many times have you heard from your colleagues or from your friends? They hear an idea and they say, I wanted to do this 10 years ago.
Yes. Yeah.
I was thinking about doing the same thing 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be one of these people that says, oh gosh, I wish I've taken action.
Exactly.
I totally agree.
Yeah. But by saying that, I don't mean to someone, okay, go and do it. Of course, you've got to realize you've got to do your market research. Is there a demand there for your product? And look at your competitors. There's lots to do beforehand to make sure that you're ready to do it, but start doing it now. Start the process of going international.
Yes. And it is not like something. I don't think there's a luxury for a business executive to keep delaying it. Mm-hmm. There's because of everything in place nowadays. What I mean by that is logistics, payment gateways, online marketplaces. There are so many facilities available today that wasn't available 20, 25 years ago, mm-hmm. that makes any size of company to go global. Whereas before, it was only for the large corporations because they had the resources, they had the facilities, and setting up an online marketplace was a huge investment. But now in the world, there's hundreds, if not thousands of marketplaces, and marketplaces that are country specific as well as product or service specific. I'm not only talking about likes of Amazon or eBay or Etsy, but there are so many of them that, for instance, for Japan, is Rakuten is the one that is applicable, and for China, if you're selling luxury goods, another Tmall, something like Tmall. If it is ordinary goods or services, it's AliExpress. And in Poland, there's another one. So there's so many different marketplaces that enable companies to make their products available to international customers. Mm-hmm. So So all the facilities are in place.
Yes.
To go global. And but having said that, taking that step in a methodological way is very important.
What would you advise to someone? Where should they start? If someone's listening to this now, where should they start if they're thinking of going international?
Well, no, it's a good question. I mean, there are so many support available. There's so many advices available by the government, like such as Department of International Trade. There's like webinars. There's likes of there's independent trade advisors. So there's a lot of information out there. Now, one thing that we have, for instance, we have a scorecard that it takes about 3 minutes to complete. There are 15 questions, and what it does this, it gives an idea about how ready a company is to go global. And the 15 questions are divided into 3 categories. This is marketing, market research, and product. So a business executive can take this scorecard and see in which of the 3 areas they need support or they are doing very well. So that could be a step forward. Good and start, we can put the link to our scorecard on the comments, so that any listeners, anyone watching, they can do this. But being curious is so important, and being hungry for information, because believe me, it's not the lack of information or support that will spot a company to go global. It is the reluctance to take action that will be the main thing. So support is out there. Just for a business advisor, go out, be curious, develop a global mindset, and just go for it.
Yeah, I think that's really sound advice, Levent. And like you say, if people were listening to take our scorecard, it takes a couple of minutes to just fill in and get an initial idea on what areas they need to focus on, and go from there.
Yes. Well, I think that we covered our the subject, and anyone wants to know more about this subject and anything that we can help with, please put the questions in the comments, and we'll be able to reply them, or somebody else may see them and they provide a reply as well, because the information is out there, and it's only useful if it is shared by as many people as possible.
Exactly.
So Abi, thank you for this information. And is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think just as an addition to the scorecard, obviously that will give them some good information. But if they wanted to have a meeting with myself or yourself to talk about anything further, and we can focus on actually their company and take a look at what they're offering and how we can advise them, what we would advise in order for them to go international, please also comment, and we can arrange a meeting.
That sounds great. Abi, as ever, it's a pleasure speaking with you, and it's a good opportunity for us to mention those and share the information, and also unashamedly promote our scorecard, because it's free, no obligation, and it gives a good understanding of where a company is in those 3 areas. Yes. So thank you, and see you in another live stream.
Yes, thank you very much, Levent. It's been a pleasure.